Welcome to Tungal First PU online classes. Today we will discuss some numericals based on the system of particles and rotational motion. Here we will see the first numerical. Here what is the first numerical here? Give the location of center of mass of a sphere, cylinder, ring, cube. Each of uniform mass density. Does the center of mass of the body necessarily lie inside the body? Here this is a center of mass is necessarily lie inside the body. Inside the body, not here. This is a lie on the body. Here small mistake is given here. This is lie on the body, right? Here give the location of the center of mass of a sphere or cylinder or ring, cube, each of uniform mass density. Does the center of mass of a body necessarily lie on the body? Here it is not inside the body, lie on the body. Right here, first of all, give the location of center of mass of a sphere, cylinder, ring, cube, each of uniform mass density. Each of uniform mass density means each having the uniform mass density means here where is the location of the center of mass is asking in the problem. Here always suppose we are consider the sphere. Here center of mass is lies at the center. This is called as a what is here geometric center. Now suppose we are consider the ring or cylinder. Cylinder also we are consider, that is center of mass is lies at the geometric center. Now our ring also consider, it is also lies at the center of mass is lies at the geometric center of the ring. In the cube also it is lies at the geometric center of the what is here cube. Here from this we are saying that here what is the solution we are writing here. The location of the center of mass, the location of the center of mass for above four bodies means that four bodies. What are the four bodies here? Sphere, cylinder, ring, cube, all this. For above four bodies lies at the geometric center of the bodies. It is lies at the geometric center of the bodies. This is first answer. Means always it is lies at the geometric center of the bodies in the all the cases. Because what is the reason here? Because what is the reason here? Because here the mass density is uniform. What is the reason here? Because the mass density is uniform. Mass density is uniform. Okay, mass density is uniform. Next one, does the center of mass of the body necessarily lie on the body? Means that answer I am writing here. The center of mass always does not lie on the body. Here what is the example of this one? Suppose we are consider the ring. For this ring the mass is distributed here only. Here there is no mass. There is no mass inside is there, but center of mass is lies at the this center, geometric center. Center of mass is lies at the geometric center. At the geometric center there is no mass. That's the reason we are saying that center of mass is always does not lie on the body. Does not lie on the body. Why? Means in case of the circular ring. Example in case of circular ring. In case of the circular ring, the center of mass The center of mass lie at the geometric center. Lie at the geometric center, but there is no mass. But there is no mass. There is no mass is there, but circular, in case of the circular ring, geometric center of mass is lies at the what is here? Geometric center. In case of the circular ring, geometric at the geometric center, what is the lies here? Center of mass is there. Center of mass is lie at the geometric center, but at the center of mass or at the geometric center there is no mass. No mass means there is no body. Here what is here? That's the reason we are saying that center of mass of a body necessarily lie on the body, means it is not necessarily lie on the body, because here in case of the circular ring we are observing, for example we are taking the circular ring, in case of the circular ring, here center of mass is lies at the geometric center, but at the geometric center there is no mass. Right, that is the reason here. Right, this is here what is their answer for the this first numerical. Here what is there? All we are given the sphere, cylinder, ring, cube, all are given. In all these cases uniform mass density is given. Mass is uniformly distributed throughout the body. When mass is distributed uniformly throughout the body, the center of mass is always lies at the what is there? Geometric center. Geometric center means center of the sphere or center of the cylinder. These are called as the geometric centers. Okay. Right, this is the solution for first numerical. Next we will go to the here second numerical. Right, in HCl molecule the separation between the nuclei of two atoms is about 1.27 angstrom. Find the approximate location of the center of mass of the molecule. Given that chlorine atom is about, here what is there? The separation between the nuclei of two atoms is given. How much given? This is here 1.27 angstrom. Okay. Right, the separation between the two nuclei is given 1.27 angstrom. Approximate the location of center of mass, means we have to find the position of the center of mass. We have to find the position of the center of mass. Given that chlorine atom is about 35.5 times massive as hydrogen atom, means 35.5 times of the chlorine atom mass is 35.5 times of the hydrogen atom mass. Here what is there? And nearly all the masses of an atom is concentrated in its nuclei, means mass is concentrated at the nuclei, means hydrogen mass is concentrated at the nuclei, and hydrogen atom and nearly all the masses of an atom is concentrated in its nuclei, means all the masses is concentrated at the nuclei. Right, that is given in the problem here. Here this type of model is asked in the previous NEET exam also. Last year, this year previous exam, this year NEET exam, this type of model is given here in the system of particles. Right, this is very important model here in the HCl molecule. Now we are going to the solution here. In HCl molecule, the separation between the nuclei of two atoms. Suppose I am consider the here HCl molecule. Now this is I am consider as a hydrogen. This is hydrogen, this is chlorine. Now the separation between these two is given. How much given separation between the two atoms is given in between the chlorine and hydrogen? 1.27 angstroms. That is separation is given 1.27. In between the hydrogen and chlorine, the separation is given, that is 1.27 angstroms. Okay. Now listen here. Approximate location of the center of mass. We know that generally what is the given here? This is generally the center of mass is always located at the heavier mass body. That is generally already we have discussed. Center of mass is always located near the heavier mass body. You can remember this one, this point. Center of mass is always located near to the heavier mass body. So suppose I am consider here center of mass, it is near to the chlorine atom. Here chlorine atom mass is larger than the hydrogen atom, already that is given in the problem. Now here center of mass is located, I am taken. Now let, first of all, let here what is here, first I am consider here let what is here, mass of the hydrogen atom, mass of hydrogen atom I am consider that to be x angstroms. Let mass of the hydrogen atom, mass of the which atom here, hydrogen atom, this is mass of hydrogen atom I am consider as a m. First I am consider the mass of the hydrogen atom is m. Here what is the given in the problem here, this is a chlorine atom is about 35.5 as massive as hydrogen atom, means here mass of the chlorine atom, that is 35.5 times of mass of the hydrogen atom, 35.5 times of the mass of the hydrogen atom. Now the separation between these two is given, now 1.27. Now what is I am writing here, the distance of, first of all I am writing here the distance of the center of mass from the hydrogen atom I am writing. Let x be the x angstroms be the, let x angstrom be the distance of center of mass, distance of center of mass, distance of what is here, center of mass from hydrogen atom. Clearly listen, every point I am writing here. Here x angstrom is the distance of center of mass from the hydrogen atom, means from the hydrogen atom to the center of mass is the distance I am consider as a x. This is x be the distance of the hydrogen, distance of the center of mass from hydrogen atom. This is x, means this becomes to be how much here, this is x angstrom I am taken, x angstrom also I am written, that is x angstrom, means this is also becomes to be up to this one, center of mass to the chlorine, total is 1.27, means this becomes to be how much here, up to this one is 1.227. Here I am taken here chlorine atom here, this is once again I am drawing the diagram, clearly listen. This is I am considered as the center of mass. Okay. Now this is the hydrogen atom. Now distance between these two is given as 1.27 angstroms. Okay, 1.27 angstroms. Now distance of the center of mass from the hydrogen atom is given as x angstrom. Now this becomes to be, remaining is 1.27 angstrom minus x angstrom. This is the distance between chlorine atom to the center of mass. Right, this is 1.27 minus x angstrom. Now this is simply I am writing here 1.27 minus x angstroms. Both are given in the angstrom, so 1.27 minus x angstrom. This is x angstroms. Right, this is we are written here. This is a, here what is there, center of mass of the chlorine to the from chlorine to the center of mass distance is 1.27 minus x angstroms. This is the distance. Okay, clear up to this one. Right, now we know that condition. Here this is a, here center of mass. Now we know that here, for example, this is m1 comma m2 bodies. Here center of mass here is there, this distance is r1, this distance is r2, means we know that one condition. Here what is there, r is inversely proportional to 1 by m. R is inversely proportional to 1 by m means m1 r1 is equal to, we are written m2 r2. This is what is here, mass momentum about the center of mass is equal, m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. We know that this condition. From this condition we are writing here, that is the mass of the hydrogen atom is, already we know that this is the what is here, m. Mass of the chlorine atom is 35.5 m. That is the 35.5 m is the mass of the chlorine atom, mass of the hydrogen atom is m. So from this I am writing here, m1 general formula is m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. Here r1 is the what is here, distance of the center of mass from the first what is here atom. r2 is the distance of the center of mass from the second atom. Second atom is massive atom. Now what is I am writing here from this? This is the hydrogen atom mass is m. The distance of the center of mass from the hydrogen atom is x angstrom. Directly we are writing x. Now this is what is here, m2. m2 is equal to what we know that here, mass of the chlorine atom 35.5. The distance of the center of mass from the chlorine atom is how much here, r2 value is equal to 1.27 minus x angstrom. This is x angstrom, this is 1.27 minus x angstroms. Here angstrom is cancelled. This is 35.5 m. I am writing here, this is 35.5 m into 1.27 minus x angstrom. Now angstrom cancel, mass also cancel. Now what is we are getting here, simply x is equal to, that is the x distance. X is I am taken in the angstrom already, that is what is the x angstrom. Now what is the x value is required. How to find the x value? X value is equal to 35.5 into 1.27 minus of 35.5 into x, multiplying this one. Okay, now what is there, I am taking here x plus 35.5 x is equal to 35.5 into 1.27, right, 1.27. From this here x plus 35.5 x. Now what is there, x taking common, suppose here 1 plus 35.5 means x into this is 35.6. So x into 36.5. 35.5 plus 1 is equal to 36.5. Now this value is equal to 36.5x. 36.5x is equal to here 35.5 into 1.27. 1.27. Now I am writing here, this value is equal to, I want to find here, this is I am writing here, this x value is equal to, x is equal to, I want to find here, x is equal to 35.5 into 1.27 by 36.5. Now I am writing here, this value is equal to 35.5 into 1.27 by, now what is here, 36.5. When calculating this one, this value is equal to 45.2085. 45.085 by 36.5. When calculating this one, nearly value is equal to, we are getting as a 1.235 angstroms. 1.235 angstroms. Right? Now that is multiply here, 35.5 into 1.27 value is equal to 45.085 we are getting nearly. Now this value is equal to, when calculating this one, 1.235 angstroms. You can check here, that is a final value, x value is equal to 1.235 we are getting. But x is distance, I am considering what is here, x will be the distance of the center of mass from the hydrogen atom is, I am considering the angstrom. That's the reason this x angstroms is equal to how much here, 1.235 angstroms. Here from this we are writing the answer here. What is the answer here? This is the distance of the center of mass from the hydrogen atom is how much angstrom here? This is, I am writing final answer here. The distance of center of mass from hydrogen atom is, that is how much we are getting here, 1.235 angstroms. This is nearly equal, 1.235 angstroms. This is the distance of center of mass from the hydrogen atom is 1.235 angstrom. This is from hydrogen atom. Suppose we have to require from chlorine atom. We have to require from chlorine atom means here 1.27 minus x. X value is equal to 1.235. When making this one, this is here distance of the center of mass from the chlorine atom we are getting. Right, 1.27 minus 1235 angstroms when calculating this one. This is we are getting here the distance of the center of mass from the chlorine atom. Now this is the distance of the center of mass from which atom here? Hydrogen atom. Anyone we can find here. That is the center of mass of the distance of center of mass from hydrogen atom is how much angstrom here? 1.235 angstroms. Okay, right. Right, this is the second numerical. Next, I am going to the third numerical. Right, show that A bar cross B bar C. Here bar is required. A bar dot B bar cross C is equal to the magnitude is equal in magnitude to the volume of the parallelepiped formed on the three vectors A bar and B bar and C bar. Means what is the meaning of this one? Here we have to show that A bar dot B bar cross C bar is a volume of the parallelepiped. This we have to show that A bar dot B bar cross C bar is a represents the volume of the parallelepiped. We have to show this one. Now listen here, that is given A bar dot B bar cross C bar. Now here A bar and B bar and C bar as the vectors, three vectors are given. Now listen, first of all we have to show that A bar dot B bar cross C bar is equal in magnitude to the volume of the parallelepiped. Means its magnitude we have to find here, that is represents the volume of the parallelepiped. Listen, now listen here. That is given is A bar dot B bar cross C bar. This is given value. Now first of all I am taking the parallelepiped. This is I am considered as a parallelepiped. Now in this, now here three vectors I am considered. This is O, this is A, this is B, this is C. This is A bar, this is B bar, this is C bar. Three sides I am considered as three vectors, A bar, B bar and C bar. First of all, what is the required here? A bar dot B bar cross C bar is required. In this, first of all I want to find the B bar cross C bar. Now this is OA represents the A bar, OB represents the B bar, OC represents the C bar. Now first of all I want to find the B bar cross C bar. General formula, A bar cross B bar is equal to mod A mod B sin theta into n cap. That is we know that from the cross product. Now this is I am writing as a mod B bar into mod C bar into sin theta. General formula is A bar cross B bar is equal to mod A bar into mod B bar into sin theta into n cap. Right, here B bar cross C bar also mod B bar into mod C bar into sin. Now this is the angle between B bar and C bar. Now angle between these three are perpendicular to each other. Means angle between B bar and C bar is how many degrees here? 90 degrees. Because this is along the x-axis, this is along the y-axis, this is along the z-axis. So the angle between B bar and C bar is 90 degrees. Sin 90 into n cap. So mod B bar is equal to consider as a B. Mod C bar is considered as a C. Here 1 into n cap. So what is we are getting here? BC into n cap. Sin 90 value is 1. This is B bar cross C bar. Now I want to find the A bar dot B bar cross C bar. That is asking in the question here. That we have to show that magnitude of the volume of the parallelepiped. Now A bar dot B bar cross C bar. So what is I am writing here? A bar dot, here B bar cross C bar is equal to what we are getting here? BC into n cap. Now listen. Here, what is the n cap is there? Here B bar cross C bar is we are finding here. This is BC into n cap. Here n cap is represents a unit vector that is perpendicular to the plane containing B bar and C bar. Means here this is a unit vector, the plane containing B bar and C bar. Means this is a plane containing the B bar and C bar. This is perpendicular to that plane. That perpendicular to that plane means we are taking in this direction. This is n cap direction. N cap is that gives the direction of the B bar cross C bar. We know that here n cap is represents the direction of the B bar cross C bar. That B bar cross C bar direction is perpendicular to the plane containing the two vectors B bar and C bar. Means this is the n cap is perpendicular to the plane containing B bar and C bar. Means it is perpendicular to this plane. Means that gives the direction of the B bar cross C bar. Means the B bar cross C bar also is in the same direction of the n cap. This is in the same direction of the n cap. Means n cap is a unit vector. It gives the direction of the B bar cross C bar. Means B bar cross C bar also in the same direction of the n cap. Here A bar also in the same direction. A bar and n cap are B bar cross C bar. B bar cross C bar is represents B bar cross C bar is in the direction of the A bar because n cap is gives the direction of the B bar cross C bar. Means B bar cross C bar direction is same as the direction of the n cap. You can remember like this. Means B bar cross C bar and A bar in the same direction. So B bar cross C bar value already BC into n cap. So I am applying the formula here. A bar dot B bar is equal to mod A bar into mod B bar into cos theta. That is the dot product formula. Now A bar dot B bar formula is, we know that here, that is A bar dot B bar is equal to mod A bar into mod B bar into cos theta formula. From this formula I am writing this one. Here from this formula I am applying the formula here, mod A bar mod BC into n cap. But this B bar cross C bar value is equal to BC into n cap. This BC into n cap and A bar both are in the same direction. Same direction means A bar dot B cross C I want to find here. A bar and B cross C both are in the same direction. Same direction means angle between these two is 0 degrees. Here what is here? Cos 0 value is equal to 1. So mod A bar is equal to A. This is BC. BC is a constant taking outside. Scalar is always taking outside. Remaining is mod n cap. Cos 0 value is equal to 1. So what we are getting here? ABC mod n cap is equal to 1 into 1 is equal to ABC. Mod n cap is equal to 1. Why mod n cap is equal to 1? N cap is a unit vector. Unit vector magnitude is 1. 1 into 1 is equal to ABC. From this we are saying that here A bar dot B bar cross C bar is equal to what we are getting here? ABC. This ABC represents what is here? Volume of the parallelepiped. Volume nothing but a length into breadth into height. Here A into B into C. That is gives the volume of the parallelepiped. From this we are saying that here A bar dot B bar C is equal to, we are getting what is here? ABC represents what is here? Magnitude of volume of what is here? Parallelepiped. Here this is parallelepiped. This is, that's the reason we are saying that this represents the what is here? Magnitude of volume of the parallelepiped. Means A bar dot B bar cross C bar. A bar dot B bar cross C bar is value is ABC. This ABC represents the magnitude of volume of parallelepiped. Right. This is a solution of the what is here? Third numerical. Next I am going to the here fourth numerical. Listen. Here torques of equal magnitude are applied to hollow cylinder and solid sphere, both having the same mass and radius. Both having the same mass and radius. Hollow cylinder and sphere. The cylinder is free to rotate about its standard axis of symmetry, about its axis, and sphere is free to rotate about an axis passing through its center. means about its diameter. Which two will acquire the greater angular speed after given time? After given time, which is having the greater speed? That is asking here. Greater speed is angular speed is asking. Angular speed means angular velocity is asking after the given time. Now what is here? Both bodies are given. One is a hollow cylinder, another one is a what is there? Solid sphere. Here let M and capital R be the mass and radius of, both are having the same mass and same radius. That's so I am consider capital M. Let capital M and R be the mass and radius of what is here? Hollow cylinder and solid sphere. Both are having the same mass and radius. Now, first of all, the cylinder is free to rotate about its standard axis of symmetry. Means what is here? The moment of inertia. First I am writing the here mass, we know that, radius we know that, easily you can write the moment of inertia. The moment of inertia of solid hollow cylinder, that is hollow cylinder is given, not solid cylinder, hollow cylinder. The moment of inertia of a hollow cylinder, its axis of symmetry, about its axis of symmetry, about its axis of symmetry, about its axis, about its axis of symmetry, the moment of inertia of the hollow what is a cylinder, we know that, that is the same moment of inertia of the ring, that is I am taken as mr square. Here my m is the capital M is the mass of the hollow cylinder, r is the radius of the hollow cylinder. Next to that is I am consider as a I1. Next I am writing as a the moment of inertia of solid sphere, moment of inertia of solid sphere about an axis, about an axis passing through its center, passing through its center, we know that, that is moment of inertia about passing through center means axis passing through the center about its diameter. About its diameter formula we know that, that is considered as I2, that is 2 by 5 mr square. Okay, this is I1, this is I2. But here what is the given? Torques are equal magnitude is applied to, torques are equal magnitude applied to hollow cylinder and sphere. Means the torques are equal. Means what is that? Torques are equal means tau 1 is equal to tau 2. Tau 1 is equal to tau 2. Torques are equal. We know that torques are equal means here tau 1 is equal to tau 2 means what is the formula here? Tau is equal to the relation between torque and moment of inertia formula. What is there? The relation between torque and moment of inertia. That is tau is equal to I into alpha. This relation already we know that. Tau is equal to I into alpha. From this I am writing here tau 1 is equal to tau 2 means I1 alpha 1 is equal to I2 alpha 2. This is I am writing from the relation tau is equal to I into alpha. Using this relation I1 alpha 1 is equal to I2 alpha 2. Right, I am writing here. Here I1 alpha 1 is equal to I2 alpha 2. From this I want to find the alpha 2 by alpha 1. I want to find the what is here? Alpha 2 by alpha 1. So alpha 2 by alpha 1 I want to find here. Alpha 2 by alpha 1 is equal to, alpha 2 by alpha 1 is equal to what is here? I1 by I2. I1 by I2, that is alpha 2 by alpha 1 value. Now that is we are getting I1 by I2. I1 is equal to what we know that here? mr square. I2 is equal to what we know that here? 2 by 5 mr square. Here mr square getting cancelled. This is getting as a 5 by 2. It is coming into numerator 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is equal to what we know that here? 2.5. From this we are writing here alpha 2 by alpha 1 is equal to 2.5. Here alpha 2 is equal to 2.5 alpha 1. Alpha 2 is equal to 2.5 alpha 1. Here from this we can understand that alpha 2 is greater than alpha 1 because alpha 2 is 2.5 times of alpha 1. From this we understand that alpha 2 greater than alpha 1. When alpha 2 greater than the alpha 1, here what is asking here? Which of two will acquire greater angular speed after given time? Means here solid sphere is having the greater angular speed, or here what is here? Solid sphere is having the greater angular speed, or what is here? Hollow cylinder is greater angular speed. That is asking here. Which body is having the greater angular speed? Now we are getting alpha 2 greater than alpha 1 means this is alpha 2 is called as a angular acceleration of what is here? Solid sphere. Here what is their angular acceleration of the solid sphere. Now alpha 1 is called as the angular acceleration of hollow cylinder. Means from this we are saying that we know that one relation omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. This is alpha. Here omega naught plus alpha t. Here omega naught and t is, suppose I am considered as a constant. These two are considered as a constant, means omega is directly proportional to the alpha. This is proportional, don't confuse. This is alpha. Omega is directly proportional to alpha. Means which is a larger here? Alpha 2 is larger. Alpha 2 is larger means omega is directly proportional to alpha, means here alpha 2 is larger means omega 2 also larger. From this we are saying that when omega 2 greater than the alpha means omega is directly proportional to alpha means omega 2 greater than omega 1. Why omega 2 greater than omega 1 means omega is directly proportional to alpha. Alpha is larger means omega is larger. So alpha 2 is larger, that's the reason omega 2 also larger in comparison to omega 1. So which is having the greater angular speed here? Omega 2. Omega 2 means which body here? Solid sphere. From this we are saying that here the solid sphere acquire a greater angular speed. Greater angular speed. Listen once again. Here alpha 2 is equal to 2.5 alpha 1. From this we are saying that alpha 2 greater than the alpha 1 because alpha 2 is 2.5 times of alpha 1. From this we are saying that alpha 2 greater than alpha 1. We know that one relation omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha into t. This is alpha into t. When omega naught means initial angular velocity and times are considered as a constant means omega is directly proportional to alpha. Omega is directly proportional to alpha means omega is directly proportional to alpha means alpha increases, omega increases. Here alpha 2 is larger is there, so that's the reason omega 2 is larger in comparison to omega 1. Omega 2 is angular velocity of what is here? Solid sphere. So that's the reason we are saying that the solid sphere acquires a greater angular speed or greater angular velocity. Right, this is a solid sphere is having the greater angular speed. This is the answer here. Right, this is the what is their solution of the what is their fourth numerical. Next I am going to be here fifth numerical. Right, a solid cylinder of mass 20 kg is rotates about its axis with angular speed 100 radian per second. A solid cylinder of mass 20 kg is rotate about its axis with angular speed of 100 radians per second. The radius of the cylinder is 0.25 meters. What is the kinetic energy associated with rotation of the cylinder? The kinetic energy is asking. Next, what is the magnitude of angular momentum of the cylinder about its axis? Means what is here? The angular momentum also asking here. The mass is given. Mass is 20 kg. Angular speed is given 100 radian per second. Okay. Next, the radius of the cylinder is given. Capital R I am taken. This is also you can take capital M because solid cylinder is given. Now the radius is given 0.25 meters. This is in meters. 0.25 meters is given. What is the kinetic energy associated with the rotation of the cylinder? Means this is rotational kinetic energy is asking. First of all, and rotational kinetic energy asking and magnitude of angular momentum also asking. Means here kinetic energy general formula in the linear motion is half mv square. Okay. But in the rotational motion, kinetic energy formula half into, in the place of the m, what is coming here, I, in the place of the v, what is coming, omega. We can remember like this. Kinetic energy is equal to half I omega square. Here means in order to find the kinetic energy, first of all, we have to find the moment of inertia of a solid cylinder about its axis. Means first I want to find the moment of inertia of solid cylinder. The moment of inertia of a solid cylinder, that is I is equal to formula mr square by 2. This is moment of inertia of a solid cylinder about its axis. This is what is there, moment of inertia of a disc, both are the same. The mass is given 20, radius is given 0.25 whole square by 2. Okay, right, that is the moment of inertia. Now 0.25, this is we are getting as a simply 2 ones are 2 tens are, now 10 into, this is 0.25. 0.25 I am writing like this. 0.25 means 25 by 10 or 25 by 100. 25 by 100 means 25 by 10 square, means 25 into 10 power of minus 2. This is 0.25 means 25 into 10 power of minus 2. You can remember like this. So this is 25 into 10 power of minus 2 whole square. For easy calculation purpose, this is 25 into 10 power of minus 2. Or you can write 2 after point is there, so 25 into 10 power of minus 2. So this is 10 into 625 into 10 power of minus 4. 25 square is 625, 10 power of minus 4. Now 625 into 10 power of minus 3. Means 625 into 10 power of minus 3 means 625 by 10 power of 3. Means 625 by 1000. 625 by 1000 means 0.625. Directly I am writing here 0.625 into, this is 10 power of 1 minus 4 is equal to 10 power of minus 3. 10 power of minus 3 taking into denominator plus 10 power of 3. 625 by 10 power of 3. 10 power of 3 means 1000. 1000 means 0.625. 10 power of minus 3 nothing but 3 points here we have to write here. Means what is here? 3 points is moving in the left side. So what is I am writing here? Simply 0.625. Right, this is moment of inertia value. First of all, this is a moment of inertia value is equal to 0.625 kg into meter square. This is a moment of inertia units. Next, first of all, kinetic energy is asking. Kinetic energy formula of I omega square. Now, half into I is equal to 0.625 into omega. Omega is equal to 100 square. Okay. Now, this is 1 by 2 into 625 into 1. 100 square means 4 zeros. Now what is here? 2 ones are, 2 threes are, what is here? 2 ones are, 2 twos are, 3125. Means what is here? Multiplying with 10,000 means this is we are getting here 4 points, 4 zeros are cancelled, 3125 joules. This is 3125 joules we are getting. I am writing here. This is 3125 joules. This is a kinetic energy. Right, kinetic energy is equal to 3125 joules we are getting. 3125 joules, so this is a kinetic energy. Next, what is asking here? The magnitude of angular momentum also asking. Magnitude of angular momentum of the cylinder is asking. Now, angular momentum formula L is equal to I omega. I is equal to, we know that here 0.625. Omega is equal to, what is there? 100. General formula L is equal to I omega. Now 0.625 into 100 means what is there? 2 after point means multiplying with 100 means 6.25. What is we are getting here? This value is equal to 0.625. 625 means multiplying with 100 means this is what is here? We are getting as a 6.25. Right, okay. Now what is here? This is 0.625. 0.625 into what is their angular velocity is 100 L omega. 6.25 we are getting here. This is 6.25. 2 after the point means multiplying this one. Multiplying means what is here? 2 after the point. 2 point is moving here. This is 62.5, not 6.25, 62.5, because it is multiplying with 100 here. This is multiplying with 100 means 62.5. What is the unit of the this one? Angular momentum. Now tau is equal to dl by dt formula. dl is equal to tau into dt. Now dl is equal to mean nothing but dl is nothing but a change in the angular momentum or angular momentum. Now this is unit is Newton meter into second. Tau unit is Newton meter into second. Newton meter can be written as what is here? Newton meter can be written as a work. Nothing but a Newton meter is nothing but a what is there? That is a joule. Joule into what is here? Second. So what is the unit here? Angular momentum unit is joule into second. This is a unit of the what is here? Angular momentum, that is we are getting here joule into second. How we are getting the unit here? Once again I am showing here. Tau is equal to dl by dt. dl is equal to tau into dt. Now tau is equal, unit is Newton meter. Right, torque is equal to R cross F. Now Newton meter into second. Newton meter can be written as joule into second. Newton into meter nothing but a joule. Joule into second. Okay, right, this is a 62.5 joule into second. That is a here what is here? Angular momentum of the cylinder about its axis. Right, this is a solution of the fifth numerical. Next, we will discuss the next numerical. Okay, this numerical we will discuss in the next class. Thank you. Okay.